the whispers are getting louder. The speculation is getting harder to ignore. And for many people watching from the outside, the red flags surrounding Travis Barker didn't suddenly appear overnight. According to longtime followers of this saga, those warning signs have been there for years. Long before the lavish wedding photos, the intense PDA, and the carefully curated family moments, Travis Barker's relationship with his ex-wife Shanna Moakler had already become a very public unraveling. What began as a glamorous rock and roll romance slowly turned into a messy, emotional, and deeply painful collapse that played out in front of cameras, tabloids, and millions of viewers. And according to critics and insiders, the damage didn't just disappear when the marriage ended. Some claimed Travis often belittled Shanna, speaking to her in ways that felt humiliating and dismissive. Others say the relationship became a constant battlefield, one filled with tension, resentment, and emotional chaos. By the time things finally fell apart, people close to the situation believed the wounds had gone far deeper than the public ever fully understood. What made it even more heartbreaking was the way their children appeared to get pulled into the middle. As the marriage crumbled, it seemed like lines were being drawn, loyalties were being tested, and Shanna was left feeling isolated and devastated. Over the years, Shanna has repeatedly hinted that Travis has a side the public doesn't fully see. Not the tattooed rocker, not the doting husband image, not the polished family man presented online, but a much darker, more controlling presence that, in her view, only begins to surface once the honeymoon phase fades. And now, with Kourtney Kardashian at the center of Travis's current life, some fans are asking the question nobody wants to say too loudly. Did Kourtney overlook the warning signs? At first, she looked completely swept away, totally consumed. The romance was constant, intense, and impossible to miss. The public displays of affection, the hand-holding, the kissing, the dramatic declarations of love, it all felt like a modern celebrity fairy tale wrapped in black leather and gothic romance. But lately, some viewers think the shine may be wearing off. That glowing, obsessive, can't keep their hands off each other energy that once looked intoxicating now has certain fans reading it differently. And the question that once felt unthinkable is suddenly front and center. Has Travis truly changed? Or is Kourtney slowly discovering a side of him that Shanna tried to warn people about years ago? Travis Barker may be one of the most recognizable drummers in rock history, but for many people, his personal life has always been just as explosive as his music career. And when people look back at what happened between him and Shanna Moakler, they don't see a simple failed marriage. They see a pattern, a cycle, a history that still casts a long shadow over everything happening now. Shanna, a former model, television personality, and public figure in her own right, has long suggested that her relationship with Travis came at a devastating emotional cost. And as old clips, interviews, and past reports continue resurfacing, fans are beginning to connect dots they once ignored. Because when history starts looking familiar, people stop casually watching. They start worrying. And right now, a lot of that worry is landing squarely on Kourtney Kardashian. There's also renewed attention on old rumors that refuse to die, including long-running allegations involving Kim Kardashian. New speculation has resurfaced suggesting there may have been more to that past story than what was publicly admitted. And Shanna has once again brought attention to how tangled Travis's romantic history really was. People love to believe that Travis has evolved, that he healed, that he grew from past mistakes, but not everyone is convinced. And when it comes to whether Kourtney is truly happy behind closed doors, some observers remain deeply skeptical. Because once you dig back into the history between Travis and Shanna, the polished version of events starts to crack. Travis and Shanna were married for 4 turbulent years before officially ending things in 2008. During that time, they welcomed 2 children, Landon and Alabama, and became one of the most talked about celebrity couples of the early 2000s. Their reality show, Meet the Barkers, brought cameras into their home and turned their marriage into entertainment for the world to consume. But what looked entertaining to the audience may have felt deeply damaging to the people living it. As the cameras rolled, the fractures in their relationship became harder and harder to hide. The arguments became more visible. The tension became more obvious. And eventually, The drama spilled far beyond television and into real life in ways that couldn't be edited down into neat little episodes. For their children, many people believe that experience must have been especially painful. Watching your parents fight is hard enough. Watching them do it in front of the world is something else entirely. According to past reporting, Travis and Shanna first got together in the summer of 2002 and made their red carpet debut at that year's MTV Video Music Awards. But even then, the timeline raised eyebrows. At the time, Travis was reportedly still tied to his first wife, Melissa, and that marriage ended almost as quickly as it began. Then, only a short time later, Shanna gave birth to Travis's son, Landon Barker. So from the very beginning, the relationship was surrounded by controversy. By Christmas Day in 2003, Travis had proposed to Shanna at Disneyland in a moment that many fans saw as romantic and over the top in the most magical way. But in hindsight, some people look back on that grand gesture differently. Not as the beginning of a fairy tale, but as the opening act of a relationship that was always destined to burn too hot and too fast. The two officially married in October 2004 in a wedding that made headlines for its dramatic nightmare before Christmas theme. It was bold, theatrical, and unforgettable, much like the relationship itself. But fantasy has a way of collapsing when reality starts pushing through. Reports later suggested the marriage began unraveling almost immediately. By 2006, Travis had already filed for divorce, leaving Shanna shocked and emotionally shattered. She later suggested she had tried everything she could to keep the relationship together, holding on to the hope that love could survive even when things felt broken. But that chapter was nowhere near over. Because with Travis Barker, endings never seemed to stay endings for very long. The drama intensified when Shanna later claimed that Travis was essentially recreating pieces of their old relationship with Kourtney. One of the most talked about examples involved the 1993 film True Romance, a movie that had once carried special meaning for Travis and Shanna. It was reportedly so significant to them that when they had a daughter, they named her Alabama after the film's female lead. So when Kourtney publicly posted in 2021 that she and Travis were watching True Romance, people noticed. And when Shanna appeared to respond with a clip from the movie on the same day, fans immediately interpreted it as a pointed message. To Shanna, it reportedly felt strange, maybe even painful, to watch something so personal from her past suddenly repackaged as part of Travis's new love story. And that wasn't the only moment from the past that resurfaced. Years earlier, after the first divorce filing, things had briefly pulled Travis and Shanna back into each other's orbit. In October 2006, after crossing paths at a Halloween party at the Playboy Mansion, Travis reportedly showed up at Shanna's home the next day and confessed that he was still in love with her. For a moment, it sounded like the kind of emotional twist that might change everything. But then the other pictures surfaced. Photos from that same Playboy Mansion party allegedly showed Travis getting close to Paris Hilton, and the contradiction sent fans spiraling. How could he be pouring out his heart to Shanna one day and appearing cozy with someone else the night before? That question only became louder when old footage and gossip from the era began circulating again, showing Travis around Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, and other high-profile names. At first, Shanna reportedly felt hopeful, maybe even relieved. Maybe this emotional confession meant they could still find their way back. But once those images hit the public, the entire moment changed. Whatever hope had been building seemed to collapse just as fast as it had returned. Even so, their connection remained difficult to break. By spring 2007, they appeared to be close again, with reports suggesting they were affectionate at Shanna's birthday celebration in Miami. For a brief second, it looked like maybe love was winning after all. But peace never lasted long between them. By the end of that same summer, they had unraveled again. And by 2008, after one more attempt to reconcile, the relationship was over for good. Shanna later described that final stage as a vicious cycle, one shaped by mistrust, accusations, emotional whiplash, and repeated allegations of cheating from both sides. Even after the official split, the chaos didn't disappear. At one point, Travis reportedly accused Shanna of infidelity in a MySpace blog post that sent shockwaves through celebrity gossip circles. Shanna responded publicly, questioning whether he had really written it and suggesting that if he had, she was concerned for his mental state. The story quickly turned into yet another round of he said, she said, with fans trying to determine who was telling the truth. But whatever the truth was, the hostility was undeniable. And when children are involved, that kind of unresolved bitterness never stays contained. The two remained connected through co-parenting, but even that relationship seemed strained almost beyond repair. By 2014, tensions had reportedly escalated during a custody dispute, with Shanna allegedly texting Travis asking him to keep certain people away from their children. The distrust was so deep by then that even routine parenting communications seemed loaded with suspicion. That same year, things exploded again. Reports claimed police were called to their home in December 2014 after a heated confrontation between Travis and Shanna turned serious. Both were briefly detained after making accusations against one another, though neither ultimately faced charges. Still, the public takeaway was impossible to ignore. This was a relationship defined not only by love and heartbreak, but by volatility. Years later, they still seemed unable to agree on even the basics of parenting. Shanna reportedly believed certain people should not be around their children, while Travis argued they fundamentally disagreed on how the children should be raised. He once suggested Shanna expected the kids to be cared for by nannies, a claim that sparked criticism, especially from fans who later pointed out Alabama's visible bond with her own nanny. To many people, that only deepened the perception of contradiction and double standards. By the time Travis released his memoir in 2015, fans felt they were finally getting confirmation of what many had suspected for years. Behind the tattoos, the fame, and the rock star image was a family story far more complicated and emotionally intense than the public version ever suggested. In the memoir, Travis reportedly didn't hold back when describing his feelings about Meet the Barkers. He claimed Shanna had been motivated by the wrong reasons and suggested she wanted to use the show to boost her acting ambitions. In his telling, what started as a glimpse into real life eventually turned into a performance. Some viewers agreed, others thought that was unfair, and plenty blamed the nature of reality television itself. Because once cameras become part of a relationship, truth and performance start bleeding into each other. Before long, even the most intimate family moments can begin to feel staged. The line between authenticity and spectacle disappears, and when that happens, the damage can be hard to reverse. Then Kourtney Kardashian entered the picture, and everything became even more charged. Shanna later admitted she no longer had any real relationship with Travis. She said things could maybe change one day, but as of now, there was nothing there. In another interview, she made one of her boldest claims yet, alleging that while she was still married to Travis, there had been some kind of connection between him and Kim Kardashian. That claim, of course, has long been denied by both Kim and Travis. But the accusation itself was enough to keep the scandal alive. At one point, Shanna publicly reflected on the timeline and suggested the alleged involvement with Kim came after Travis's supposed involvement with Paris Hilton. In retelling the story, she described public confrontations, emotional arguments, and a home life that had already begun splitting apart even before the outside rumors fully exploded. Whether every detail happened exactly as alleged remains heavily disputed. But what is not disputed is that Shanna has consistently framed that era as one of deep humiliation, confusion, and emotional pain. And when Travis began showering Kourtney with extravagant public gestures, old wounds seemed to reopen. Shanna was reportedly especially hurt by one grand skywriting display Travis did for Kourtney, because fans quickly remembered that he had made similarly dramatic romantic gestures in the past. To some people, it looked sweet. To others, it looked recycled. During an appearance on a podcast, Shanna openly expressed resentment toward the Kardashian family and suggested she felt pushed out while her children became increasingly close to that world. Watching Travis and Kourtney dominate headlines, while her own role in her children's lives appeared to shrink, left her feeling sidelined, bitterly displaced, and emotionally raw. And the issue of the children seems to be where this story becomes most painful. Many fans believe Landon and Alabama have grown significantly closer to Travis over the years. Some speculate that his fame, financial power, and connection to the Kardashian empire naturally create a lifestyle that is hard to compete with. Shanna herself has implied that Travis has influenced how the children see her and has suggested he presents himself as the superior parent. She has spoken openly about how deeply painful it has been to watch her relationship with Alabama especially grow distant. Though there have reportedly been moments of reconnection, the fracture still seems unresolved. That pain becomes even more complicated when celebrity culture gets involved. Alabama, like many teenagers in the public eye, is finding her own identity online through fashion, makeup, and social media. But for Shanna, watching her daughter grow up in such an environment, especially while feeling alienated, appears to have intensified feelings of grief and replacement. At times, Shanna has suggested that the Kardashian influence changed everything. She said it hurt to know her children grew up watching that family and now had a direct connection to it through their father's marriage. From her perspective, the excitement surrounding Travis and Kourtney may be understandable, but it also comes with the devastating feeling of being quietly erased. When you step back, it becomes clear that Travis and Shanna's relationship was never just about two people falling out of love. It was about fame, cameras, emotional damage, and a public narrative that kept mutating long after the marriage ended. At one point, Shanna even bluntly said she believed their reality show destroyed their relationship. And that's exactly why some viewers are now pausing and asking uncomfortable questions about Travis's present-day life with Kourtney. Because if reality television played such a destructive role before, why does he seem so comfortable being folded into the Kardashian spotlight now? Years ago, Travis himself acknowledged that reality TV had negatively affected both his mental health and his marriage. Yet today, he appears more embedded than ever in one of the most media-saturated families in the world. To critics, that contradiction is impossible to ignore. Travis has often accused Shanna of loving attention and performing for cameras. But many fans point out the irony. Travis, too, has never exactly run from public exposure. And as his relationship with Kourtney continues to unfold in front of millions, comparisons to the past keep resurfacing. The question persists. Has he changed? Or is history quietly repeating itself in a more polished package? To be fair, not every memory from that earlier chapter is dark. Even critics acknowledge that Travis seemed to show genuine care in certain parts of family life. One example many people continue to respect is the way he stepped into a fatherly role for Shanna's daughter from a previous relationship, Adriana de la Hoya. That bond reportedly remained strong even after Travis and Shanna split, revealing a softer, more grounded side that doesn't always fit the chaos-filled image people associate with him. And as for Shanna, some observers think her years of public frustration may be less about bitterness and more about unresolved pain. Maybe she never really got closure. Maybe watching your ex become part of one of the most famous families on Earth, while your own role fades in public, would reopen wounds for almost anyone. Still, that doesn't stop the speculation. When Travis survived a devastating plane crash, many believed the experience changed him, that it matured him, slowed him down, forced him to confront life differently, and maybe it did. But even with time, growth, and a second chance at family life, the tension between him and Shanna never fully disappeared. When Travis and Kourtney went public, Shanna made several posts that fans quickly interpreted as subtle jabs. She referenced tattoos from her past with Travis, reminded the public they still had each other's names inked, and posted old affectionate photos that appeared to revive memories people thought she had long moved past. Some fans saw it as desperation, others saw it as heartbreak. Either way, the timing kept the internet talking. And then came a fresh wave of gossip. Some viewers began claiming that while Travis's relationship with Kourtney may look more stable, it doesn't feel as raw or passionate as what he once had with Shanna. Old photos from the early 2000s show a younger, wilder Travis, wrapped up in a romance that seemed reckless, messy, and undeniably intense. Of course, intensity doesn't equal health, but it does leave a mark. After the breakup, Shanna reportedly continued spending time at Travis's house while they navigated co-parenting, and some people interpreted that as a sign she still hoped for reconciliation. But now, With Kourtney fully occupying that place in Travis's life, that possibility is gone. And for some fans, Shanna's recent behavior reflects the pain of being publicly replaced. Then things got even murkier. A dramatic rumor began circulating online claiming Travis had admitted during an Instagram Live that he still had love for Shanna. That allegation sent fans into a frenzy, with some gossip accounts insisting Kourtney was blindsided and furious. Others went even further, claiming Shanna was hinting at screenshots, late-night calls, and possible attempts by Travis to reconnect. But here, the truth. Much of that remains in the realm of rumor and online speculation. Still, in Hollywood, rumor alone is often enough to ignite a fire. And when a story already has all the ingredients, ex-wife, new wife, famous family, unresolved pain, children caught in the middle, and years of emotional history, the public doesn't just watch. It devours every hint, every post, every old clip that can be reinterpreted as a clue. To understand why people are so invested, you have to go back to the beginning. Back to the early 2000s, when Travis and Shanna were Hollywood's chaotic golden couple. He was the tattooed drummer at the height of Blink-182 fame. She was glamorous, outspoken, and already well-known in celebrity circles. Together, they looked like pure tabloid magnetism, explosive, luxurious, and impossible to ignore. Their reality show gave fans access to the highs and lows of their life. Extravagant parties, emotional fights, tender family scenes, and constant tensions simmering just beneath the surface. On camera, it was addictive. Off camera, it may have been unbearable. By the time their divorce was finalized in 2008, the damage appeared far from over. Co-parenting only created more battlegrounds. Custody disputes, public comments, social media shade, and years of contradictory accusations kept their story alive long after the marriage officially died. Shanna accused Travis of turning the children against her. Travis implied Shanna was absent or more focused on other parts of her life. In one emotional public moment, Shanna described the pain of hearing accusations that she was an absent mother, calling it heartbreaking and saying it felt like every mother's worst nightmare. She implied that things had changed sharply once her ex became involved with a certain person, a comment many people interpreted as a reference to Kourtney and the Kardashian family. That statement alone triggered another wave of public backlash. Some thought Shanna was unfairly blaming the wrong people. Others believed she was exposing a painful truth the public didn't want to hear. And that divide still exists now. When Travis and Kourtney went public in early 2021, the internet exploded. Their relationship instantly became a cultural obsession. The quietest Kardashian sister paired with a punk rock icon, endless PDA, Disneyland dates, red carpets, gothic wedding aesthetics. It was celebrity gold. By May 2022, they had sealed the image with an extravagant Italian wedding surrounded by luxury, fashion, and all the theatrical flair the public had come to expect. When their son Rocky was born in November 2023, the story seemed complete. A blended family, a glamorous new chapter, a picture-perfect ending. But according to Shanna, that's not the whole story. In interviews, she has claimed that Travis and Kourtney's influence created distance between her and her children. She has pushed back strongly against the deadbeat mom label, insisting she has always been present, even if the public only sees the Kardashian-Barker version of events. She has also hinted at blurred emotional boundaries in her co-parenting dynamic with Travis, suggesting his behavior sometimes left her questioning his intentions. Was it nostalgia, regret, control, unfinished business? There's no publicly verified proof of some grand secret reunion plot. No undeniable evidence of hidden declarations or forbidden romance. But in celebrity gossip, certainty is what keeps the machine running. It's ambiguity. It's suggestion. It's that sliver of possibility that maybe what the public sees is only half the truth. And with Kourtney now standing at the center of this storm, that possibility becomes even more fascinating. Because Kourtney's role in all of this matters. She isn't just the new wife. She's the stepmother, the public face of the Kardashian-Barker family image. The woman who appears in polished family photos at the kids' events, smiling in coordinated outfits and projecting calm, love, and total unity. But Shanna has painted a radically different picture. She has implied that parenting in this blended family has become competitive, less about cooperation, and more about who gets the loyalty, affection, and attention of the children. In her view, she has been overshadowed, pushed aside, and forced to watch another woman step into a spotlight that once belonged to her. And from a purely media perspective, it has all the ingredients of reality TV perfection. The ex-wife who says she's been erased, the new wife glowing under perfect lighting, and the famous rock star standing between the past and present while saying very little. That silence from Travis only adds to the intrigue. Because every time he stays quiet, the internet fills in the blanks. Every family photo he posts becomes a battlefield. One side swoons over the romance. The other side sees manipulation, image management, or unresolved history simmering beneath the surface. Old Meet the Barkers clips have even started trending again, with fans combing through past episodes searching for moments that now seem loaded in hindsight. One clip in particular has resurfaced again and again. Travis telling Shanna, "You'll always be my family." Now, years later, fans treat every old line like evidence in a case nobody can stop reopening. Social media is overflowing with theories. Some believe Shanna is intentionally leaning into nostalgia, reminding the world of what she and Travis once had. Others believe she is genuinely wounded and struggling to watch her former life get rebranded under the Kardashian-Barker machine. And maybe both things can be true at once. Because fame moves fast. One day you're the main character in a headline romance. The next day you're reduced to the ex-wife people mention only for context. That kind of displacement can be brutal, especially when it happens on a global stage. Adding fuel to the fire, Shanna has reportedly liked posts about loyalty, betrayal, and unfinished chapters, prompting fans to assume she was sending coded messages about Travis and Kourtney. Nothing was confirmed, of course. But in this world, hints matter more than proof. And as always, the media refuses to let the story die. Maybe that's because this isn't just about celebrity gossip. It's about what happens when love, fame, family, and unresolved pain all collide in public. It's about the impossible challenge of moving on when your ex becomes tied to one of the most watched families in the world. Every interview shifts the temperature. Every post changes the narrative. Every paparazzi photo becomes evidence for whichever side people already believe. Shanna says she wants peace. She says she wants to focus on her children, her life, and her own happiness. Kourtney continues to share serene family moments, presenting a world of warmth, stability, and love. Travis stays mostly silent while the speculation swirls around him. But the public keeps asking the same question. What is actually happening behind closed doors? Is Kourtney truly unaffected, calmly brushing off the drama while protecting her family? Or does Shanna's constant presence in the headlines hit a nerve more deeply than people realize? Some insiders insist Kourtney wants peace. Others claim she's tired of the repeated interviews, the pointed remarks, and the sense that Shanna keeps dragging private tensions back into the spotlight. People close to Kourtney have long said she is fiercely protective of her family and doesn't take attacks on her marriage or parenting lightly. Meanwhile, Shanna continues presenting herself as a woman fighting not for headlines, but for her place in her children's lives. In her telling, she is refusing to let a powerful public image rewrite her role as a mother. And the audience is split. Some people side with Kourtney, seeing her as calm, grounded, and deeply involved. Others side with Shanna, convinced she has been unfairly framed as the villain in a story far bigger than her. And then there are those who aren't taking sides at all. They're just watching, fascinated, because the whole thing feels like a real-life drama that refuses to end. And that may be the most unsettling part of all. Because for all the glamour, all the beauty, all the curated family perfection, this story is still built on old wounds that never fully healed. And when old wounds stay open long enough, they don't just ache. They start bleeding into everything that comes next.